always faster, the greatest smasher. Obey your master. Obey the smasher.
Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr.Kendo. Welcome to the Super Smash Bros Brawl commentary. For this first match, I'm gonna play as Princess Zelda, and apparently against Princess Daisy. You can actually, for those who don't know, change Peach's costume to look like Daisy. But we're also playing against Ganondorf and Wario, some heavyweights. So I think we got some positive feedback with the last Super Smash Bros Brawl commentary. I'm hoping to pull off some question and answer commentary here for maybe some people who are not super familiar with the series or who just want to learn even more. So that's actually why I picked out the first question that we're going to have today, which comes from one of my subscribers and friends who I've played Mario Kart with. His name is The Wee Guy 76. He asks, would you recommend Brawl to a friend who had no prior experience to the series or wasn't familiar with fighting games? And he says, AKA me. That was epic. I got my final smash. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. Oh, dang, that is so fulfilling to just pull that off successfully. But, okay, so in response to the Wee Guy 76, I would definitely recommend Brawl to someone who had no prior experience, maybe to the Super Smash Bros. Series. If you aren't familiar with fighting games at all, it might be a little bit of a stretch. I would still, of course, recommend playing the game. It's more, though, that I guess I would recommend training a lot with a friend. I'd probably just recommend training a lot with a friend if you're new to the series anyway, since the series has been out for a long time. And if you were becoming new just now, then yeah, you would definitely, you would need to train with somebody or do something about that, because it's quite a, I guess, fast-paced game. It's a game that a lot of people are already going to be experts at, even when new Smash Brothers games come out. Unless they change the dynamic out a whole bunch, then maybe you would have more of an equal opportunity and an equal playing field. But maybe watching my commentaries can help. Of course, I mentioned in the last video, one of the basic things just for survival is mastering what you see me probably doing a lot when I have changed from Zelda to Shiek, is the shield roll and the shield just in general. This is kind of just your basic, you need to master this and get used to it to survive in Smash Brothers. Of course, there is just so much more that you would obviously want to familiar yourself with. So yeah, in short, I would recommend Brawl. I would just, again, recommend, get with a friend who has played it before and you guys play on the same console and they can show you the ropes and everything. Perhaps I'll do a training video if that's in high demand. I can, do something like that. I've never done instructional videos and stuff. Just things that help out here and there. So yeah, the Wii Guy, I would definitely recommend it, get into fighting games. Some people find real enjoyment out of them. It's obviously not my favorite genre of video game, but man, Super Smash Bros. Is amazing. And so our next question comes from Cinder Dragon, and the dragon is spelled with a 0 in it, and I always put text at the bottom so everyone will know how to spell the names, of course. But Cinder Dragon asks, out of the 3 Super Smash Bros. Series games, which would you say to be your favorite? Oh gosh, so the first one obviously was just Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 64, and then they came out with Super Smash Bros. Melee, which was for the GameCube, and now we've got Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo Wii, and they are gonna make a Super Smash Bros. Supposedly for the 3DS and possibly Wii U, some kind of, maybe some kind of parallel gameplay between the two, or functionality between the two. So let's see, out of the 3, which one is my favorite? That's very hard to tell because I actually really like them each for their own things. I think that nothing is going to be able to beat the nostalgia of the Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, because that was the first one I played, and that was the first one I obviously did a tournament for, and won that when I was in like 6th grade, and all these people thought that I was never going to beat these adults. I was using Kirby at the time. He was kind of my main character on that. Nowadays, I'm really just any character. I have a few favorites, of course, but can play as basically anybody. So that's kind of my opinion of the 64 version. It's got that nostalgia feel. It's got all those things that I loved and remember just from picking up this game that was just amazing, and it was an original Nintendo title that would bring together all these Nintendo characters and items and things like that. So that was amazing. Super Smash Bros. Melee changed things a lot. The physics, the moves, the dynamic of the game changed a lot more, I think, from the 64 version to Smash Bros. Melee. It made it a lot harder for me to, I guess, guess, be victorious and stuff. The N64 one, you could really master, but Melee was a little more complicated. I really liked having some of the characters in Melee that aren't in it now, or some things about characters, like for instance Falco. You could basically, I always say it's curb stomping, but it's really level stomping. It's just basically being able to smash them down. If you jumped in the air with Falco and used his down A, you could straight up, just anybody who was coming back on, you could stomp them all the way back down, and it was just a great move. Whereas Falco, it's a little bit harder to pull that off in Brawl, so things changed even then too. But let's see, Super Smash Bros Brawl, of course it's on the Wii, and the Wii is such a great system, and they've brought together Sonic, and Solid Snake was on it. I didn't care so much for Solid Snake, but I of course was super happy for Sonic the Hedgehog, and so how could I not like that? And Super Smash Bros Brawl actually has what they call the Subspace Emissary, which is the first of its kind for Smash Bros that is for the single player gameplay. It was kind of I guess it was a special thing, where they had more boss battles and things, and that was pretty unique, to Brawl compared to the other series. So it's hard to answer that one, to say which one would be my absolute favorite, but hopefully in short, this will suffice for Cinder Dragon that I like all three of them for their own things. So of course I divert another question rather than answer it very shortly and full on, but hey, that's what you're watching Dr. Kendo for, I'm sure. But I really appreciate all the comments and questions. Keep on adding to them, because I would love to answer some more questions from any Brawl viewers out there. And I'm thinking about spectating online matches so that I'm actually not playing, and we can find fault or find the good of players who are playing online against each other, and maybe it won't be so, CPU character based and everything like that. So let me know if you would be into that idea. Again, I'm also going to start a Mario Strikers Charged commentary, so please ask questions for that game if you haven't done that already. I'll need a question to start it off, and hopefully I can get to uploading that soon. But otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.
Always faster, the greatest smasher. Obey your master. Obey the smasher.